Serious, what are some unethical life hacks? NSFW. Nobody is going to question your presence at a hotel's continental breakfast as long as you look okay. Confidence is everything. Or just look tired as hell and annoyed you gotta be up before 10 a.m. Basically, go to the hotel before you go to school. When visiting another city, or even your own, skip the gross public restrooms and stop in to poop in fancy hotels. My friend does this and even has a blog about it. If you are just a few years out of college, or in my case, 10, you can still use your student ID for student discounts. Buy TV at Walmart. Return TV to Walmart before 2 weeks. Come back in few days and buy said TV as open box item at a discount. Have to pay cash for at least one of the transactions, preferably both. I've actually gotten away with a price match on my phone at a local store that matches with anyone, I mean anyone, and got like $250 worth of stuff for about $45. Well, that's why smart retailers put phrases like "only with authorized retailers" on their price match legal mumbo jumbo. I work in a music store and we price match, but we make sure the number is coming from an official retailer of the brand. Many brands in that business have strict price controls and will revoke dealer status if you price an item too low or advertise it at a low price. Don't want to pay the Coinstar charge to cash your change? Unplug the Ethernet cord from the back of the machine, then feed your change in. You can make serious cash doing other people's homework for them. Made good money doing this in college off of one guy too lazy to do anything. He'd call me for answers to questions at any hour and I'd pick up, find the answer, call back. $10 per call. $20 if it was after midnight. He always was good for it. The best part is he asked basic shit that I could Google in 10 seconds. Sometimes it was more in depth, but it never took much effort. I love rich dumb kids. Whenever you go to buy a car, the sales guy will always give you that sheet that itemizes the charge and everything on it with the OTD price. That's the sheet that you sign when you agree on the price. What you do is take that sheet, tell them you'll need to think about this, do whatever you can, but take that sheet with you. Then, scan that sheet into your computer, OCR that shit, change the numbers around to something you want that is reasonable. Make sure your math is right, print it out, bring it to another dealership and negotiate from that fake invoice. As a former car salesman, I can tell you that this will work. The trick is getting out the door with that piece of paper in your hands. Applying for a new loan and have, troubled credit. Dispute the derogatory items with the 3 credit bureaus roughly 45 days before you apply for the loan. The disputed accounts are ignored by the major scoring algorithms, which will give you a boost. If nothing else, the negatives won't be dragging down the score. Eventually, the bad credit will reappear since your disputes will not succeed in getting the information removed from the credit bureau database, but at least you got that loan. Don't tell them I told you. Edit. Well, this got some attention. For the record, yep, totally unethical. And, like many folks are saying, this is only going to work for lenders whose lending criteria, as far as credit is concerned, is solely predicated on the bureau's score. For loans that are high dollar value, like mortgages, the lenders are going to be quite a bit more thorough and will investigate credit history in more detail. The more sophisticated the lender, the more sophisticated the lending criteria and rules will be. Some lending systems may even flag the application for higher review just because disputes are found, specifically targeted at folks trying to use this hack. That said, there will be some places that this could work. One commenter mentioned being approved for an apartment after using this cheat. YMMV, as always, I'm just a guy on the internets. As an underwriter, at least for the bank I work at, which is a national bank, with our personal loans, we investigate all accounts that are in dispute or if they were in dispute in the past. This one isn't unethical, but if you go to Dunkin' Donuts about 30 minutes before closing time, they will give you all their leftover donuts if you ask. If you don't, they just throw them away. There are many fast food restaurants that will fire employees for doing this. I've heard in particular of a Burger King employee being sued for taking leftover food to a shelter instead of throwing it out. Have affairs with realtors. They have keys to empty houses all over town. Here is kind of a relevant story. I'm in the process of buying a house, and the first house I met my real estate agent at, she was packing a pretty nice looking handgun. Said she had it just in case there were squatters on the property. Every house we went to see after that day, no handgun. Guess I wasn't threatening enough. Obligatory edit. It's a pretty nice town, but her overall area she works in includes parts of Detroit and Pontiac, so I'm sure she's had some pretty shady clientele in the past. I had not met her previously besides some emails, so it's understandable to want to carry in that situation. Late to the show, but if you're ever in need, go into any hotel and tell the front desk that you stayed or visited there recently and left your sunglasses. Describe any generic style and you're sure to get a free pair of shades. Works with black umbrellas too. Charger, don't even need to tell them what it's for. They have a basket full that you can go through. A hard hat, safety vest, and white truck can give you access to most places. City work trucks work especially well if the city logo has been removed in a clean way. I parked everywhere in mine with the orange light on top. Just use a cone by the back corner and you're golden. When you buy a laptop or desktop, buy a warranty that includes accidental damage. Near the end of the warranty term, run Linpack or Furmark and block the exhaust vent. Leave it like that for a few hours and you'll get irreparable hardware damage. File a warranty claim and get a new laptop. The best part is there's no evidence of hardware tampering because you never even open the case. Former Best Buy employee. I always told friends and customers to just drop the laptop down a flight of stairs. 95% of the time any screen damage is auto replacement, and 3+ years after purchase, you get store credit for the item to use as you please. Only thing you're out is their absurdly expensive plan cost. Edit. I think I responded to everyone's comments, questions. PM me if you want more information and I'll do what I can. Also, people don't seem to be able to read. What I'm referring to is only with the Best Buy accidental damage from handling extended warranty. This absolutely will not be covered by the manufacturer. Additionally, my information is from when I worked there a number of years ago, and may no longer be accurate. Check with your sales rep or bestbuy.com for verification. Do not expect a replacement if you didn't upgrade your warranty, and don't come crying to me when you screw yourself over by not doing your research. Do you know why the plan is so absurdly expensive? I think I have some ideas. Learn it from a homeless person on the bus. Put on your best suit, aka least disgusting suit, if you're a hobo. Show up at funeral homes and act like you knew the deceased. Have free cake. That right there is knowledge they don't teach in schools. Some woman showed up at my granddad's funeral and went back to my grand's house after for food. Nobody knew who she was, but she claimed she was there on behalf of her dad, who served in WW2 with my granddad and worked with him after. She talked non-stop and my gran was polite and listened for hours and served tea, etc. When the woman finally left, my gran just exclaimed, "Has that cow finally left?" It was just so out of character. I found it absolutely hilarious. Someone at work ordered a large shipment of Campbell's soup cans off Amazon so that he could have it for lunch every day. A few cans were dented, so we all joked he was going to get botulism, because he's the kind of guy that gets super nervous. He called Amazon to complain that he was worried about botulism. Boom. They resent the entire shipment, even though he told them only a few cans were dented. There was a lot of soup in the office after that. I don't think of this as unethical, but actually getting what you paid for. When your laser printer toner cartridge, $55 at Office Depot, gives a low toner warning, put a small piece of opaque tape over the sensor window on the side of the cartridge. you'll get a couple hundred more pages printed. Some printers even just have a keep printing bitch option buried in the settings. So I guess this subject ties into a life lesson my grandma taught my mom. Growing up, there has always been this big-ass artistic rendition of a map of South America hanging up on our wall. I guess the story of it was that it was originally at some gallery and my grandma just walks up to the goddamn wall, picks it off, and walks out calmly without hesitation. She told my mom that you could do anything as long as it looks like you know what you're doing and nobody will question it. Thankfully I don't see this being nearly as effective in today's world. Edit, I should make it clear my last comment was in regard to the specific act of grabbing a painting in a gallery, not so much the larger premise because that's still obviously effective.